before we get started, I just have to point your attention to our financial services license to say that what I cover today is general in nature and shouldn't be taken as personal advice as to which shares to buy, hold, or sell, and that past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way. Today we're going to get quite deep into how to become the best active investor that you can be. I'm going to ask you a few questions that you should do your best to answer honestly and reflect upon them in a few days. May I suggest right now grabbing a pen and paper quickly so that you can jot down your answers as you go. Now, this is for your benefit only, and only you're going to see your answers. It may just help define what type of investor you are, how you currently view the market, and what you need to do to get better at trading. So that's why it's good to grab a pen and paper if you haven't got one already. We're all human and we all have human habits. Some habits serve us well in our everyday life, but they actually work against us in the market. Becoming the best trader that you can be is about breaking the habits that are bad for your trading and instilling good habits that bring us in tune with the market. Some of the things today that we're going to cover are the essential mind shifts that transform ordinary to poor traders into consistent winners, a mechanical trading system that eliminates subjectivity and emotion from your decision-making process, practical strategies to stay disciplined, focused, and confident in all market conditions, and also how to maintain your inner peace and composure even amongst market chaos. Big claims, I know, but with a little work and some determination, we know that you can become an active investor who has all those bases covered. So, to start with the questions, first up, are you an active investor in the stock market? By active, I mean buying and selling. It doesn't have to be selling often, just occasionally getting rid of some of the stocks that you've got and buying other ones, not just buying and holding forever. If you do buy, hold, then sell, how would you describe yourself as an active investor? Are you more of a fundamentals investor or a value investor? Are you more of an intuitive investor or a subjective trader with numerous sources that you go to for different trading ideas? Are you a mechanical or systematic trader like we are, using non-discretionary rules? Or are you a bit of a combination of both, maybe fundamental and mechanical investing? Or are you a bit more of a random dabbler? In the emails we sent over the past couple of days inviting you to this webinar, we talked about needing a very specific set of skills and defining the characteristics to help you separate, or I should say, that certain traders have a very specific set of skills and defining characteristics that separates the consistent winners from everybody else in the stock market. And we'll go into that a bit more as we go through. So thinking about that, if you wanted to achieve more for yourself in the market and you wanted to improve your investing, to become a really, really good trader, what skills do you think that you'd need to acquire on the path to acquiring, and becoming a peaceful trader and acquiring peaceful trading profits? To get better and become that really, really good trader, do you think you're going to need better technical analysis or charting skills? Or is it better fundamental analysis skills? Should you have good forecasting or prediction skills? What about economic skills? Or should you be a really good trading system developer? What about business or leadership skills? Will they help you become a better trader? Mathematical or statistics skills, maybe they could help. What about programming skills? I guess if you're going to develop systems, you're going to have to program, right? Maybe not. Or do you think it's something else entirely altogether? Well, thinking about that even further, would you agree with this statement and talking about that system development and having a rules-based approach? Would you agree with this? Being a peaceful and profitable active investor is dependent on hardly ever losing and hardly ever being in drawdown. Would you agree with that? That you've got to lose a lot less to become profitable? Hopefully not. If you do, it'll only lead to never-ending frustration, despair, and disappointment whatever the market, whenever the market doesn't do what you want it to do, which is pretty often, right? Quite often the market doesn't do what we want it to do. If you don't agree with it and you do accept that losing is part of investing at times, then really the only question that you should be answering is to what degree of losing, or how much drawdown can you personally handle with your portfolio? What is that for you? Is it 5 consecutive losing trades, maybe 8, 10, or 12 consecutive losing trades? What about percentage of drawdown? Drawdowns where you see your overall portfolio decline in portfolio value, from its very peak or a high in your portfolio down to a lower value before it starts to rise again. For example, if you had an $80,000 portfolio and you saw it, well, let's say you had a $100,000 portfolio. I use round numbers here. So if you had a $100,000 portfolio and you saw it decline by $20,000, you saw losses, and your portfolio was then worth $80,000, that would be considered 20% drawdown. So what would that drawdown limit be? Could you handle losing 5% of your portfolio, 10%, 20, maybe 30% of your portfolio? What about 50 or even 80% drawdown? Imagine losing 80%. That'd be brutal, right? Pretty hard to live through. Well, some of you may have heard the story of Larry Williams, where in 1987, he traded $10,000 to $1 million famously in just 12 months in the World Cup Trading Championships. An astonishing feat that hasn't been anywhere near repeated. Do you think it was all wins and no losses along the way for Larry? Do you think it went up in a perfect straight line? Of course it didn't. In fact, on his journey into trading folklore, he experienced an 80% drawdown along the way. Imagine the strength of mind that it took, to keep going at that time. How can you possibly stick to your analysis strategy if you lose 80% of your portfolio value? You'd be pretty uncertain about it, wouldn't you? You'd be doubting it. Now, $10,000 into over $1 million in any time frame is a lot, I know. But that's not even the whole story. He actually took it all the way to $2 million, but in the last month, he had a large drawdown of 50%, which brought his account value all the way back to $1 million. It definitely wasn't a perfect straight line up, but with a steeled mindset to stick to his plan and trust himself and of course his strategy, he turned $10,000 into $1 million, just over $1 million within 12 months. Huge effort. Fun fact too, his daughter, his famous daughter, Michelle Williams, the actress, won the same contest 10 years later. And do you think that's just lucky? Probably not, right? It must have been that the skills that Larry had are teachable and repeatable. Speaking of challenging conditions and sticking to a plan through periods of drawdown, who pulls out of the market and goes completely into cash when the market has a decline that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable? If you're out of the market right now, is it because you felt that the market was going to or wasn't going to rise again in the near future? Or was it from outside influences like reading commentary in emails, newsletters, or chat forums? Or maybe you got spooked by some market guru who picked the last market crash and said it was about to happen all over again. Was that why you got out? Or is it because you have a market risk decision-making process that alerts you to sell up, and you just followed it without any emotion? Hands up if it was a decision-making process that tells you to do so. Yes, I know we're in a webinar and I can't see you, but hands up anyway if you do have an objective process that gets you out, like we do. Okay, probably a few of you, but from research, I know it's a very small minority. So what is it for you? Is it that you just feel it? Is it that, is when you feel it, is it some random feeling from the ether that tells you to get out? Perhaps from maybe an unresolved fear from your history in your trading where you get nervous about it? If so, will you trust these same feelings again next time? And then what actually defines next time? Can you describe these feelings clearly to someone else, even to yourself? So if you can describe them, that way maybe you can replicate them again in the future. If you can't describe them, maybe you can't. Okay. If you've pulled out of the market, do you realize that you've actually stepped out of the game and you've now become a spectator? You've actually gone and removed yourself from the opportunity flow of the environment that provides you with the profits and the opportunity in the first place. Do businesses do that when things get tough? Do teams do that? Just not show up for the next half of the game or the next game altogether when things aren't going their way? Imagine if Collingwood in the AFL, which they had of, or the Panthers in the NRL had just given up when they were down in the grand finals last year. It would have been a Brisbane clean sweep. Probably no one out of Brisbane wanted to see that. But that's not what happened, was it? They both stuck in there, and in the face of adversity, they both came out victors. If you're still in the market right now, what criteria will get you back in? What's it going to take? Will it be the criteria be consistent with why you got out in the first place? And if you got out and you already got back in, what led you to do that? Was the reason the same as the reason you got out last time and then you got back in? That is, is the input in all your decisions consistent? Okay, and that's what it comes down to. Is it consistent? Honestly. Again, these answers are for yourself, about helping you learn who you are and define who you are as a trader. Okay, so the path to peaceful profits. Now, the defining characteristics that separates the consistent winners from everyone else is this. The winners have attained a mindset, a unique set of attitudes that allows them to remain disciplined, focused, and above all, confident in spite of the adverse conditions. That's from Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, who I'm going to quote a bit as we go through here, page 7 in chapter 1 of Trading in the Zone. So today I'm going to talk about an exciting path you can take to become a consistently peaceful and profitable active investor through all market conditions and stay on track to achieve your investing growth for both money and skills and, of course, your profit goals as well. Okay, an overall stock market winner. It's not just all about profits. It's about growing as a person and growing your skills. You may need an internal or even an external force to help you get started on this path and keep you going. Either a strong desire or a vision or a mission that'll be strong motivation to create self-discipline to keep you, keep on keeping on, essentially, as you're going along through those times of adversity. Now, on that vision, making money isn't really enough of a reason. Sure, we all want to make more money, but it's not enough of a reason. It's not enough of a driving force. Not losing probably isn't enough of a reason either. Not feeling embarrassed about losing money, maybe heading in the right direction. That could be not feeling embarrassed to yourself or even your spouse or your partner. To become a better version of your trading self is a pretty good one. But you could want to define that a bit more. To reach the trading potential that you know you have, to be able to execute under pressure and keep your head around when those around you are losing their heads and you win out in the long run. Now, that's a much stronger mission than just making more money, isn't it? Okay. Importantly, these are skills-based motivators, okay? Great skills always come before great outcomes. You don't get a great outcome and then get the skills. You get the skills first, and the outcomes comes from that as well. And attaining in skills intentionally with purpose rather than haphazardly by trial and error shaves years off the whole learning curve as well. So we want to learn those skills intentionally. Okay. How do you know you've arrived at being a consistently peaceful and profitable trader? Well, you know when you arrive when you know what to do and you do what you know just as part of your identity. You just do it, okay? And it becomes effortless. It's when the doing is conflict-free. As I said, it's effortless, it's composed, it's unworried. There's no self-discipline needed to force you to do it. It just becomes second nature. You're at peace with all the outcomes in all market conditions, and you're on track to achieving your long-term growth and your profit goals. You have an inner stillness or a calmness, even in the midst of chaos. Your trading habits just become automatic. They're fun, and they're also pleasant and joyful to do. Now, to become a peacefully profitable investor, the most important thing to obtain is a mindset that acts in your own best interest through all market conditions. Just as Larry Williams had a mindset to keep him going and get him through his losing and his drawdown periods. So why is a mindset the most important defining characteristics? Because it's about solving your biggest problem. Okay, the problem of making too many errors, making mistakes and then making even bigger mistakes, trying to chase your tail and then compounding those mistakes to making things even worse. You've all done that, right? Okay. So what is a trading mistake? How do we define that? If you're thinking that it's a losing trade or getting out of a winning trade too late or too early, or even worse, holding on to a losing trade as it plummets, then you've still got a fair bit of work to do on your trading mindset in order to become the kind of consistent winner that Mark Douglas coaches traders to become. You can't control the market and all the variables that cause your losing trades any more than you can control the weather. You can only react to what the market serves up to you. Okay, so stop trying to control it. Some examples of trading mistakes are when you stop executing during bear markets, which takes you out of the opportunity flow. It's if you let trades go or you don't buy for a reason that's not part of your process. You just go, it's come up as part of my process. It's giving me all the right criteria to buy, but I'm just not going to do it because I'm just not feeling it. Okay, that would be a trading error. Okay, it's when you don't take exits according to your plan, and when you allow profit trades to turn into losers, or you let small losers become big losers. Okay, they're the worst ones, aren't they? A trading mistake is also when you act impulsively based on external influence or opinion that's not part of your written decision-making criteria. Okay, there's a bit of a gist here with the decision-making, the written down decision-making criteria, isn't there? Okay, it's also when you hesitate and when you're indecisive about whether to act, or when all your trading criteria have been met, okay, and you choose not to act. It's when you place too much or too little into individual trades that aren't part of your money and risk management rules, and also when you're in too much cash for too long, when in fact you should be in the market, okay? Does being able to stop these sound too difficult? These mistakes sound too difficult to you? What if I said that we could train you to a level where you could trade mistake-free and train you to that level within a month? Would that be all right? If this sounds strange or unattainable to you, stay tuned, because we get active investors to this kind of thinking and way beyond that as well. You see, the definition of a trading mistake is not following your predetermined process, not following your documented plan, which states and defines what your best interests are and how to achieve them and how you're going to achieve them. This is not sleight of hand. It's how you've got to learn to think and execute to become a truly great active investor. Now, with saying all that, can I ask, do you have a trading plan, a detailed written trading plan already? With a mission statement, the why you're doing things, a goals and objective statement, the what you're doing, how you're going to do it, or the method statement, the how you're going to do it, along with the timing, the position size, and the process statement. This screen I've got up just here is just the first page of our 9-page investment plan, okay? You can see the mission statement, the goals and objective. These are the sort of things that you should have in your investment plan. If you don't have one, then most likely you're trading randomly or subjectively or intuitively, meaning that you kind of make up your rules or you use different decision criteria on the fly for each trade and each different market period. And of course, your outcomes, positive or negative, you'll know what they are, will tell you how that's going currently. I don't know what they are. It might be you're getting great results, or it might be you're getting not so great results, but your current process is getting you those results, whatever they may be. Okay, with no documented process or plan, you can't really make a mistake, can you? You can say, yay, I'm free. I can do whatever I like and I'll never be wrong. If you're acting randomly, you've got no real baseline or benchmark against which to measure what a mistake actually is, not even when it's a losing trade, okay? When acting randomly based on intuition, you can blame the loss away on anything you want. It's some subjective criteria that's completely out of your control. And it becomes really easy to say, it was something or somebody else that caused the loss, not me. It wasn't my fault, okay? And because that thing or that person was to blame, I don't need to take any action. I don't need to do anything to improve. And that's not really going to help you going forward, is it? Okay. Mistakes are mental in nature. They're the manifestation of poor trading psychology. Just like in physical education of, say, golf or playing tennis, like an unforced error in tennis. I play tennis myself. on Thursday nights, and I make way too many unforced errors. It's usually either because I get overexcited and I take an unnecessary risk. I try to put the shot away, to make the point easier for me, or because I'm getting close to winning and I get a bit nervous and I seize up a little bit and I get nervous about trying to hit those shots that I would normally take. Okay, I don't break my racket like this guy, but I do make mistakes that I shouldn't be making. Really, mistakes come from fear and greed. Greed is when you're looking for that easy win. Okay, and fear comes from the absence of knowledge and skills. Deep down, it causes us not to trust ourselves to have the ability to make the shot. When we don't take responsibility for our mistakes and we don't work on correcting them going forward, our trading gets out of control and we tend to compound those mistakes even more. We make them even worse, which leads to lower self-trust, lower trust in the market overall, and lower trust in our decision-making process. Mark Douglas, who I quoted before, was one of the world's leading trading psychology coaches and a friend and mentor of Gary's as well. He also says in his books, Trading in the Zone, I don't think that I could put the difference between the consistent winners and everyone else more simply than this. The best traders aren't afraid. To attain the correct mindset and overcome all your trading fears, there's only one path to take. And it's not a trial and error path trading subjectively, intuitively, or with ever-changing outside influences and stumbling across the necessary mindset by chance. You might get there. It might take you 20 years to get there as well, but it's not really the fastest approach there, and most people never get there. Okay. Mark Douglas, personally coached over 1,000 traders, and he makes it very, very clear that using a mechanical system for objective decision-making and process is the first and only way to get the necessary mindset to overcome the 4 primary fears, which cause all trading errors if left unattended to. Mechanical means no wiggle room, in your entry and exit criteria, which have to be completely unambiguous and definable to a computer. Mark Douglas states in Trading in the Zone on page 172, yes, I am quoting him a lot, the first stage is the mechanical stage. In this stage, you build the necessary trust, build the self-trust necessary to operate in an unlimited environment. And that's what the market is. It's an unlimited environment. Okay, you learn to flawlessly execute a trading system, You train your mind to think in probabilities, the 5 fundamental truths, and you create a strong, unshakable belief in your consistency as a trader. Okay, it's really not possible to flawlessly execute subjective or outside influences and opinions because you can't measure flawless against ever-changing subjective criteria. You can't be flawless on something that's always changing, can you? Which is why Mark is so emphatic about using a mechanical system, because how well you execute it is very measurable. Everything you do in a mechanical system, you can measure. You're accountable to it, okay? And when you're trading mechanically with a system, you're defining what's right and what's wrong from the market's perspective, not your own perspective of losing, being wrong, missing out, or leaving money on the table. Okay, we have those habits. As I said, we want to eliminate those habits. And when you're doing that, you're learning to think in probabilities derived from how the market moves up and how the market moves down. Nothing's 100% certain and anything can happen. Outside opinions about what someone thinks should happen don't matter one bit. Only the facts of what is actually occurring in the market. In the market, the price is either going up or it's going down. Okay, it's as simple as that. It's not whether you think it's going to go up or down based on an opinion that you read on a biased analysis. Only what's actually happening, only happening, and the probabilities of that continuing or not continuing. The market doesn't care about mine, doesn't care about yours or someone else's opinion and what we hope it'll do. It'll only do what it will do. So you need to think and react accordingly in a time frame that's planned and chosen by you. Okay, the market's going to do what the market's going to do. You can't control it, so you just have to react accordingly. Okay, a mechanical system takes the ongoing analysis and thinking when to act out of your hands. Okay, it's the quickest, most objective way to achieve this peaceful way of investing that we keep talking about. You see, all the thinking on when to act is done long before you ever take your first trade when you're using a mechanical system. It all happens when all the research and the testing is done when you're developing your system with the research on historical data. That happens before you get to that point of putting money in the market. All that decision-making criteria is done, it's tested, and then you just follow it. A mechanical system shortcuts the entire skills learning process too, to help you objectively analyze the market. But it doesn't take you all the way there. It just makes the journey years quicker and hugely increases your chances of actually getting there as well. The rest of the learning journey to get there is doing the work to reprogram how you think, to get the right mindset with regards to trading the market so that we can attain proper execution when our analysis calls us to act. So we can actually follow our rules as we're going along and not to rethink it all the time, not get scared or greedy as you're going along, just following your system and having the mindset to do so. And to do that reprogram, we need to go through a series of experiences that confronts those fears that we feel when we have money at stake. And then we overcome them. And some of you may have paper traded in the past, done really well. Then as soon as you put money into the market, it's a whole new ball game, and you get nervous, right? Okay, that's the kind of thing we're talking about. You've got to do something to confront those fears when money's at stake, so that way we can come out the other side still on track to achieving our goals and objectives. So how do you create a series of experiences? Well, one great way of doing it is you do a trading exercise in lots of 25 closed trades using a 100% mechanical trading process to systematically retrain your mind, retrain your brain to think from the market's perspective. It doesn't come naturally. This is the same exercise that Mark Douglas sets us up to do in chapter 11 of his book, Trading in the Zone. Okay. Now, the 25 trades exercise creates a confrontation in your mind between how you currently think when trading the market, which gets you the results that you currently get, and how you need to think in order to acquire the necessary mental skills so that you can get the results that you actually really want. Now, the 100% mechanical system has already got built into it how the market thinks. So you don't have to do that, okay? It's based on price action, and it already emanates from the market. It has a positive expectation or an edge over a large sample of trades, a positive mathematical expectancy. It's probabilistic in nature, so it's not certain, and therefore it operates in probabilities to achieve its profitability. It also has unambiguous trade entries and trade exits or stop losses already built into it. Now, when talking about trade entries and trade exits, Mark Douglas states on the trade entry that the variables you use to define your edge have to be absolutely precise. Okay, the system has to be designed so that it doesn't require you to make any subjective decisions or judgments about whether your edge is present. If the market is aligned in a way that conforms with the rigid variables of your system, then you have a trade. If it doesn't, or if not, then you don't have a trade, period, full stop, okay? No other extraneous or random factors can enter into the equation. Basically, he's saying that it's either a buy because all the right criteria have been met by your system, or it isn't because they haven't been met. There's no wiggle room in that. It's a buy because it is a buy, or it's a sell because it is a sell. Simple as that. Okay. On the stop loss side, the sell part, the same conditions apply to getting out of a trade that's not working. Your methodology has to tell you exactly how much you need to risk to find out if the trade is going to work or not. Okay. When you have a clearly defined entry and exit criteria, your first goal is to use them to acquire the skills, the type of mental skills that Mark taught, so that you can think from the market's perspective. You can't do it without a mechanical system. Your second goal, once you've acquired the mental skills, is to use those skills to achieve growth in wealth via a steadily rising equity curve with acceptable drawdowns. Okay, as I said before, we talked about what's your acceptable drawdown. Okay, hopefully you wrote that down, and then you have a system to trade with your actual acceptable drawdowns with it. Okay, otherwise you're not going to follow it if it makes you too nervous or it's not within your parameters that you're comfortable with. Okay, So these are the precise mental skills that we train traders to attain in our 4-week process and mindset training intensive. Now, where we unpack Mark's trading in the zone in detail and coach you through a proven learning process to become the type of trader that Mark coaches in his book, a consistently peaceful and profitable trader throughout all market conditions, not just in the good times, but being able to handle the adverse conditions peacefully. So as you may have gathered here, when it all comes down to it, to solve the problem of becoming a peaceful and successful active investor for the long haul, it requires 2 components. Okay, both components are important because without the first component, you can't obtain the second component. So the first component is a process, which includes a 100% mechanical system with an edge that you know before you start trading it that it has a positive outcome over a large number of trades traded through all different market conditions. The few that try to actually build their own spend months, even years, trying to develop a mechanical system with a good enough edge. You know, they tinker with different indicators and patterns, they try different pieces of software, and they listen to different market experts. They put so much emphasis and spend so long on their quest for the analysis holy grail, trying to analyze away losing and feeling discomfort, that they become blinded to ever working on and attaining the second component, which is the far more important part, their trading mindset, which I've already spoken about so much, okay? In the 4-week process and mindset training intensive, we provide you with the prerequisite mechanical process on day 1. You get it straight up to save you years of trial and error in developing your own system so that you can jump straight in and focus on the main game, your trading mindset. A smart investor once said, trading is futile without the right trading mindset. The aim is to acquire a mindset that's fit for purpose to execute the system that has an edge through all market conditions flawlessly, without hesitation. You know, you could call it trading mental fitness. You know, once you have your mechanical process in place, 90% of your focus should shift towards attaining and maintaining your trading mindset, your trading fitness, you maintaining your trading fitness. You know, founded in 1995 and having helped so many investors over the years, Sharewell Systems has compiled a proven training process for reshaping your trading habits, as well as your actions and your thinking in all different market conditions, okay? The 25 trades exercise is a key part of the 4-week process and mindset training intensive, which will dramatically improve your active investing mental skills. Now, the 4-week process and mindset training intensive happens in the first 30 days of our overall systemized investing program. So do you mind if I spend a little while and tell you a little bit about the systemized investing program, or TSIP as we call it? TSIP encompasses everything that an active investor needs to become and then continue to be consistent and peacefully profitable for the rest of their trading days. So the systemized investing program includes everything you can see on the screen here, the 4-week process and mindset training intensive that we do in those first 4 weeks, training accountable milestones. We are your accountability all the way along. The ongoing mindset coaching for as long as you stay a member, a mechanical system called SPA3 Investor, which we'll touch on, 5 additional standalone training courses, sophisticated beyond charts charting software. There's integrated portfolio manager software, our Sharewell System Alerts app that sends you the alerts each night on phones and iPads. There is also professional stock market data provision, unlimited support, phone and email. There's live chat support. You can jump on our website and chat to us online. There's a members forum where you become part of our community and chat on there, a weekly wrap, and a fortnightly ongoing user group meeting with Gary himself, and Connect and Go training webinars as well. So I'll cover some of that. But the Systemized Investing Program is a complete one-stop shop for stock market active investors on both the ASX and the USA markets. So let me break it down for you. So first up, with the Systemized Investing Program, and don't worry about the cost there, that's the value of each component as well. So first up, you'll be enrolled into the 4-week process and mindset training intensive in our education center. You'll be able to start session 1 immediately. When you start off, your membership will begin with an initial one-on-one personal onboarding session with one of our team to help you get off on the right foot. Okay. We then hold your hand all the way through, keeping you accountable to achieving your long-term investing goals, whatever they may be. And we'll work alongside you through the 4-week process and mindset training intensive to complete 8 specifically crafted lessons that'll ensure that you create unshakable self-trust so you can execute your investing process flawlessly and say goodbye to the dysfunctional feelings that aren't helping with your trading. Simultaneously, you'll receive full access to the SPA3 Investor mechanical system embedded into our Beyond Charts technical analysis software. Also, session 2 of the 4-week training intensive explains where and how SPA3 Investor fits into what we call our skills acquisition plan. I'll leave that for the training rather than delve into the skills acquisition plan now, but we go into quite a lot of detail for those skills. It took us 6 elapsed years of research and development to finalize the mechanical rules that we've got within SPA3 Investor. As well, that was before we released the system back in 2015, and we started trading a live portfolio in the public eye from the beginning of 2016. We also research it every now and then for the benefit of our members. We're always looking at improving it and making it better. In January next year, that's 8 years of live execution that we've also had on the ASX and US markets. So 14 odd years of work that have already gone into our mechanical system. And that research is just going to continue on well into the future to ensure that the edge remains intact or even improves as it's going along as well. You get the full benefit of all this research as an implemented and verified edge. Mechanical system research is one of our core competencies. It's what we're good at. It's what we do. It's what we love doing. And we love teaching other people the right mindset skills as well. If you've ever tried to research and design your own trading system, you know that it can drain hundreds, if not thousands of hours of your time as you're developing it. Now, we're not saying that SPA3 Investor is the holy grail of trading or investing, but it has the best edge that our customers have told us that they can find. Many of those customers have searched far and wide over years for a better and more efficient edge, and they land with us as well. So that's pretty good from our perspective as well. And having it straight away will immediately stop you having to continue on that eternal journey of trying to work out your own mechanical process for what to buy and what to sell. At the beginning, I asked you what you would consider an acceptable drawdown. Okay, well, this is our public portfolio over its first 7.5 years. As I said, we've been trading it since 2016. As you can see, it hasn't gone up in a perfect straight line here. There are times where it takes off. There are times it pulls back. There are times when it goes sideways. Okay, it has big run-ups and it has periods of drawdown. Now, our public portfolio objectives are that we're willing to accept a drawdown of 25% in tough markets. That's written in our plans. Okay, we're okay with that to achieve 2 to 5% annualized better than the market return over 2 bear markets of less than 10%. Okay, as measured by of greater than 10%, as measured to the most recent new all-time equity peak. Okay, if our performance is outside of these metrics, so it falls out of that and it's underperforming, then we conduct intentional research analysis to get our research portfolios within those acceptable parameters again. So if it's doing great and then it falls out of those parameters, we go back to the research table. If it's not, then we continue to trade it. Same with your system. That's the way it should be. If your system is outside your acceptable parameters that we talked about earlier, you need to do more analysis and research too. Okay. While it remains within your acceptable parameters, great. Okay. You don't need to do extra work. You just trade it exactly according to the rules of your system with no discretion as you're going along. Okay. Hats off to anyone who's got their system in place and it's trading within the acceptable boundaries that you've set for it. Okay. One of our boundaries we also set, we don't want to spend hours trading. So we set that we only really want to spend about 15 to 30 minutes a week in total managing our portfolio. So that's one of the boundaries. If it gets outside of those boundaries, we need to analyze more and we need to bring that down as well. Whereas with your own system, you might be willing to do more trading than that. You might be willing to do less trading than that as well. Okay, so that's why you set those boundaries for yourself and then you stick to them. Okay, if they if they don't fall within those boundaries, you go back to the research table as well. Not to the drawing board, like I was going to say, but back to the research table to see if you can improve it, okay, and get within your boundaries. Now, while we are willing to accept drawdown, we do want to minimize it as much as possible. No one likes drawdown, okay, but we were at peace with it. We know that it's going to happen. Here you can see that during COVID, where the market, it pulled back 35%, okay, during that time. With our portfolio, we got out and protected, and we did see drawdown of 11.3% at that time before moving completely to cash, which is that little flat spot that you saw in the portfolio. Basically, system gave lots of sell signals at the time and didn't give any new buy signals because the market was tanking, okay? Then when the market did pick up, when we did get some buys at that time, we saw a little bit more of a drawdown before it took off again there, okay? Okay. What you don't want is an equity curve that looks like this, okay? The red line's the market and an equity curve here that's all over the place, okay? All over the shop. It's underperforming over the long term, and it's a wild ride all the way along. So right now, and again, I'm a bit of a broken record on this. Right now, you already have an analysis process that comprises of 100% mechanical system with a verified edge, with a positive expected return. Then you've got zero work to do on your analysis or your process. You're halfway there, great. You've got nothing to do on the process, and you've got nothing in your way to stop you from starting the 25 trades exercise, okay? You now get to work on your mindset skills, not researching new analysis techniques. If you don't have a 100% mechanical system, then it's your number one priority to create or acquire one as soon as possible. Then you got to trust that edge of the mechanical system, because you're going to trade it with a portion of your money for many months, even years, until you execute it flawlessly without any hesitation, discomfort, or mental conflict as well. Once it becomes effortless to execute your process through adverse market conditions, you'll reach your inner stillness and you'll reach your peace with it. Again, trading through an uptrending market, that's peaceful. That's easy. Anyone can do that. It's trading through the adverse conditions that you've got to become good at and you've got to become at peace with, okay? Even amidst through all the chaos. From then on, you'll always remain in the endless opportunity flow presented by the market, and you would have become a peaceful, consistent winner overall. You know, winners are people who never allow losing to stop them. They see the losing as the motivation for their growth. If you have a process with an edge, then the first and most urgent growth that needs to take place is psychological in nature, your mindset. It's what's between your ears that's most important. Okay, the sooner you flawlessly execute your 100% mechanical edge through all market conditions, the sooner you'll overcome the discomfort, the worry, the anxiety, and the disappointment in yourself. Now, I'm not going to go into the inner details of SPA3 Investor in this session today. We just don't have enough time. But you do have three options to see the system in action for yourself. So the first is to book a session with me, and I'll spend as much time with you as you like, showing you around the system, warts and all. Just shoot me an email after this at shane@sharewealthsystems.com with your preferred time, and I'll do my best to work around with your schedule. You can also call me on 0395850300. There's also YouTube. You can jump onto our YouTube channel, which takes you through some of the stock signals, a research portfolio. You can go through that ASX public portfolio that I update trades with, and live traded real money SPA3 investor portfolio that Gary trades as well. He does the trading. I update the videos. He also does the US videos as well. We're an open book for everyone to see as you're going along. So that's the second option. Jump onto YouTube after this, and our site is Share Wealth Systems, or Trading the Stock Market with a System is what you'll see, and it'll look like this, and you'll see our faces pop up there. Or The third option is you can register for the Systemised Investing Challenge and get a trial of SPA3 Investor and our Beyond Chart software, where you do 7 short training sessions on how to construct a SPA3 Investor portfolio and enter real historical trades, okay? You get a hands-on go at using the system. Okay, so as mentioned, a couple of components to the Systemised Investing program so far. We take you through the 4-week process and mindset training intensive, and you get the SPA3 Investor system. Then, of course, there's the software itself and the data to drive it you're going to need. Our homegrown technical analysis software I've been touching on is called Beyond Charts, in which the unambiguous buy and sell signals are already programmed in, Beyond Charts is a full-blown technical analysis tool where you can see the buy and sell signals. You can do your own analysis if you want to, and you can even build and backtest your own systems if you're into that. It's got all of that built in. Here you can see on the chart of James Hardy, where the buy and sell signals are. They're already built in for you. You can easily see where it says buy after the market pullback here, and where we got in, and you can see where it says sell. Okay, getting in to take advantage of most of the rise, and this is what we want to do. We want to get in and take advantage of most of the rise. And when the market has a big pullback, our buy-sell algorithm, which is this big red line that you can see on the chart, will tell you to sell. So when it drops below that, you get an exit signal and you protect. And you avoid most of the fall. In this case, it avoided that 54% fall that it had at the time. We got back in, we buy, goes up, we have a sell, we get out, and we move on to the next trade. Nice and simple. There's also, in Beyond Charts, the portfolio manager to keep track of your portfolio and all your trades along the way, saving you heaps of time. These are trades that we currently hold in our public portfolio, our real money portfolio. As you can see, there are 9 stocks here that have that. And that means at the moment, it's fully invested. We aim to hold 9 stocks of roughly equal weighting in the portfolio at any given time. You can see that there's some in profit going along nicely here, like CSR and Rio, and there's a couple in the red, Domino's and Whitehaven Coal there as well. If you've watched some of the YouTube videos, you would have seen we've had some great trades on Domino's and Whitehaven historically as well. So we'll wait and see if those kick off there as well. But these are the real money portfolio trades. You can see these every single day if you've got the Systemised Investing program. As I said, we're an open book. We like to show you everything, warts and all, as you're going along. Okay, and this is fully integrated into Beyond Charts, so it's really easy to update your trades as you're going along in the portfolio manager. It'll also calculate all your positions based upon your portfolio and calculate the risk of each trade for you. Anyone manually spreadsheeting their trades loves how much time this saves them. It gives you all the stats, as you can see along here. It will allow you to plot your equity curve like I showed you with our portfolio. You can compare it against the market, or if you've got multiple portfolios, you can do that. And it keeps you on track with your plan and your goals. You can always see where you currently stand at any given time, where you are compared to the market. Okay. It also things like the profit ratio, dividends, costs, and all sorts of important information for your portfolio as well. Okay, so as well as that, you also get the Sharewell Systems Alerts app, which delivers the SPA3 Investor buy and sell signals to you every single night at 8 p.m. It also lets you know when there are no alerts to do. So here we can actually see that on Monday, the 13th of Feb, a little bit of an old one, we can see that we had a buy on REA Group and a sell on JB Hi-Fi. So if you had JB Hi-Fi in your portfolio at that time, you would have gone into the market on Tuesday, the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, and you would have sold off JB Hi-Fi. And you would have had a spot free in your portfolio that you would have gone in and bought REA Group, okay? It also lets you know when there are no alerts, as I was saying, okay? So that way, you always know when where your portfolio stands and what you should be doing or not doing at all times, okay? The alert comes through at 8 o'clock at night, and lets you know what to do for the following trading days. A lot of days will just say nothing to do, so you shut it down, come back tomorrow and check it again. And there can be weeks where you don't have any trades because the average we tend to hold on to a stock is about 4 or 5 months with SPA3 Investor. It makes investing so simple when your 100% mechanical process literally sends your buy and sell alerts to you. Okay, it takes away all the analysis, indecision, and all the confusion from your day. So next, you also get access to our members forum and community where you can chat to other investors on a similar journey to you. You get all the upgrades that are included with your membership fee so that you're always on the latest cutting edge version with all the new research. As I said, we're always working on it, trying to improve it for our members from a usability standpoint and also from the edge behind the system. Of course, you'll need all the daily signals as well so that you get the data. We provide data on the ASX stocks, indices, world indices, Forex and futures. You can also add on US data if you like to trade the US markets as well, or you can have standalone US data if you don't want to trade the ASX but do want to trade the US as well. So that's everything you'll need to shortcut your whole trading process to using a 100% mechanical system with a statistical edge. But as mentioned, as big as it is, the mechanical process is the lesser important component of the process and mindset equation. To repeat what I said before, trading is futile without the correct trading mindset. You need a mental fitness attuned with how the market operates in order to execute your mechanical system in all market conditions flawlessly, without hesitation. Being aware that you need a different mindset to what you currently have simply isn't going to do it. It's not going to get you there, okay? It's good to know that you need a different mindset to what you've currently got, but it's not going to get you the whole way there. So in order to do that, we want you to be able to say goodbye to the negative dysfunctional feelings and attitudes that are not serving you well in the market. The type of feelings that I'm talking about, we want to help you forget about the negative feelings of losing and making mistakes when you close profit trades too early, or you hold on too long and you get out too late. We want you to say goodbye to the distrusting your own skills as an active investor and not having the confidence to follow through with your decisions and your decision-making process. We want you to say goodbye to the dabbler habits that cause inconsistency, randomness, and irritation and frustration. We also want to help you avoid the constant chasing of different areas of the market, but always being too late to the party. Where you think, I reckon lithium's the flavor of the week, and you read a bunch of articles and everyone's talking about lithium. I'm going to get in there. But when you do so, you go, oh, no, it starts to drop, too late to the party, okay? Okay, it's AI that's going to jump next. Oops, too late there too. The kind of things I mean, always chasing the next big thing, but always missing it or being too late. It's so frustrating, okay? I've been there. Having a trading mental fitness is going to help you block out all the negative noise, the guru opinions, the big news events that can wreak havoc on your mental state and your emotional state. That way, you'll no longer need to try and predict where the market's going to head, where the market's going to go next to try and get ahead of the game. And you won't be left feeling betrayed by an event that you had no control over in the first place anyway, okay? Now, I know, as I said, I'm a bit of a broken record. I say the same things over and over again, but it's so important. This one with Mark Douglas, I've been with Sharewell Systems for the last 15 years, and I can tell you that Mark is spot on with this one. I don't think I could put the difference between the consistent winners and everyone else more simply than this. The best traders aren't afraid, okay? Another way we help you to overcome this fear is we show you how to write your own investment plan to make sure that you know what to do, and then you actually put in place a process to do what you know, okay? So many people think they know what to do, but they never commit it to plan, they never commit it to a process, and then they don't follow through with it, okay? So they don't do what they know, what they should be doing. Okay, now the investment plan, Creating Your Roadmap to Retirement Success, is a detailed 6-lesson course with templates included on how to customize or fine-tune your investment plan to meet your needs. What specific questions you have to ask yourself and answer for yourself as well. It's such an important part of you running a successful portfolio that so many investors fail to implement. hats off to you if you've already got a detailed investment plan. So many people don't do it. The Systemised investing program is about taking a professional approach towards your portfolio, documenting what you'll do, why you're doing it, and how you're going to achieve it. The investment plan details how you'll deploy your mechanical process with your goals of beating the market over the long term. Much like if you're going into business, you set out a plan of where you're going to be 5, 10, 20 years from now, how you're going to get there, and the steps you're going to take to achieve it. We want you to have that same goal-orientated business plan-like approach with your investing. After all, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Wishes are nice, don't get me wrong, but we want you to be able to hit your goals too. And goals don't get hit without having the right skills, which when it comes to the market are the right mindset skills. So as a Systemised investing program member, we're here whenever you need us with unlimited support, and we're only ever a phone call away should you have any questions or just want to talk about the market, just want to shoot the breeze about the market. No one else offers this kind of support and continuous coaching that we do for our members. I can't stress that enough. You're simply not going to get anywhere else. As a member, you'll also be invited to join our Connect and Grow online user group meetings. They're market analysis and education with both Gary Stone and Dave McCulloch, our lead educator. You might have seen Gary's latest What's Up with the Market session, for example, that we publish on YouTube fortnightly. You'll get invited to those in the live sessions of those, plus any other ones that he runs. We also run live annual in-person sessions in most capital cities most years. So you can come and meet us in person and rub shoulders with other like-minded investors on a similar journey to you. As well as that, we conduct training sessions every Monday for our members in the weekly wrap. In these sessions, what we do is we update the trades we've taken in our public portfolios. We do a quick lesson on the system, and we cover some things about in terms of keeping up your mental fitness as you're going along, and then we open them up to questions each time. So if you don't want to call in but you want to join those every Monday, they're great, and learn from other people's questions as well. We really are here to help you attain and then retain that all-important mindset of consistency and peace in the market. Now, we want you to do well, and we're willing to spend the time with you to make sure that you do well. Go and check all the testimonials on our website and see all the positive responses if you want to see how we do that. So there's heaps of value packed in there with everything you need to beat the market and become a successful, peaceful, satisfied investor when you're a member of the Systemised investing program. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. So if we add up all the education, the training, the support, the system, the software, and the data, it all comes to a total value of $10,058. Now, on top of that, we also include a whole lot of additional stock market education training at no extra cost that'll help take your knowledge and your skills to a much higher level. We've invested hundreds of hours building these courses to meet the needs of active investors. Years of experience has given us insight to know what people need to learn to become highly effective investors and managers of their own money. There's these courses. There's the Your Retirement in a Weekend course, where you can learn how to work through the numbers to calculate how much money you're going to need and you and other family members need to get through retirement comfortably. You'll also learn a simple 1 hour per year buy and hold strategy that you can teach your adult children if they're considering getting into the market themselves. It's really a great way to start out in the markets if they've got 30 or 40 years till their retirement and they're not quite ready to take a direct hands-on approach yet. It takes about an hour a year to manage, and it's a great way where they'll generally beat the market over long term, which means generally beating their super fund as well. Gary's even started his really young grandchildren on this strategy. When I say really young, 1-year-old on this strategy as well, putting a plan in place for their future as well. There's also our Back to Basics course as well, which helps you get back to the simple things you should be getting right with your investing and puts you back onto a more direct path to success overall with your portfolio. Then there's the 5 key skills of a peaceful investor course, which entails 6 lessons of detailed training on how to apply each skill directly to the market. Most of you would already have these skills to some degree from everyday life, but it's unlikely that you've ever applied them to the investing in a way that's the most effective and specific to the market. Then to finish off, there's the Winning Mindset of a Peaceful Investor course, which brings all your learning together in the most important area to master that we've been talking today, I should say, how you think as an active investor. So as I said, $10,058 worth plus those additional courses, which are very valuable in themselves. Now, we don't charge $10,058, even though a wealthy member has told Gary that the Systemised investing program is worth a lot more than that, because when you actually break it down, if you're going to build your own system, even before you look at the all-important mindset training, here's what you'd realistically be looking at. So if you're building your own system, what would it take? Firstly, you need the skills to build a system. You can pay to learn those skills, of course. If you choose that way, you'll learn a lot, absolutely learn a lot, but you pay for it in both dollars and you pay for it in your time as well. So for instance, on that, there are 2 quality educators in Australia that we know of who charge around $13,000 to $15,000. We know of them and we respect them as well, to learn how to develop a system with their 6 to 9 month introductory courses. Okay, now once you've done those courses, you can spend a few hundred hours doing a system testing, etc. At say $60 an hour of your time. Let's say you cut that down even to 100 hours at $60 an hour as a very minimum. That's $6,000 of your time spent, and another few months, maybe years, in elapsed time as well. If you don't do it full time, it might take you a long time to do those 100 hours. But realistically, to do it properly, it's going to be at least 500 hours or $30,000 worth of your time, where you could be doing something else with that, and you still have no idea whether your system is good enough to be traded yet. As we've spoken about today, the most important aspect of successful trading is developing a mindset that's fit for purpose for trading, your mental fitness. So once you've spent the money and time on how to develop a system and then actually develop it, only then can you start working on the most important part of your trading, your mindset. Most people take years to finish their own mechanical system, if they ever finish at all. We know investors who have given up after 10 years. They've spent 10 years working on it and then gave up. Because it's really hard developing your own mechanical system that works really well. We know, we've done it. We've spent the last 28 years working on it, 14 on SPA3 Investor, 28 for SPA3 Trader. Why is it so hard? Well, it's a bit of a catch-22. Funnily enough, turns out you already need some degree of the right trading mindset that you get from executing a mechanical system to actually then go and develop a mechanical system. Dilemma, right? Okay, you don't know how to develop one unless you've actually traded one to see how it works in the first place. Gary took 3 years to put a stake in the ground and finish his first mechanical system, and he did that at nearly full-time hours working on it, okay? 3 full years, and he already had good knowledge about computers and programming and things like that. So you can spend all the money and time doing a trading system development course. Okay, again, you'll learn a lot, then develop and test it out and maybe never get to a system that you're actually confident enough trading, or you can use a ready-made mechanical system that was completed in 2015 by a system trading expert developer with 20 years of mechanical system experience at the time, that has been transparently live traded in the public eye for nearly 8 years and has been used by other traders since inception on both the ASX and the US markets. Okay, you can do it all yourself, or you can get a ready-made one. You can use it to trade anything from a few $1,000s to multiple $1 million portfolios. And then you can jump right in and you can start working on your trading mindset right now and attain 90% of the type of mindset that Mark Douglas talks about within 30 days, okay? And you can save yourself at least 12 months of time and tens of thousands of dollars trying to develop your own system. That's why we offer this offer is worth well over $10,058. However, we don't charge it. We just don't. But can I ask you a question? Going forward, if all this did was to give you certainty in exactly which stocks you should choose to invest in at all times, and when you should get out and protect from major falls without any confusion, would it be worth it? And if all it did was to help you grow your portfolio with some of your capital and hit your investing goals in a more consistent, less time-consuming way without spending hours researching stocks from different conflicting sources, would it be worth it? And if all this did was to help you transform into a completely confident, peaceful investor, one that was confident and comfortable investing through all different market conditions and wasn't worried about what the future might hold because you had the right skill set and the mental fitness to deal with whatever the market throws your way, would it be worth it? Because let's be honest with ourselves for a moment. How many times have you held on to a stock that you should have sold only to watch it fall further and further, and it cost you so much more than it should have? It may have been that you didn't have the right process in place to get you out, or you didn't have the right trading mindset to actually pull the trigger and sell when you know that's exactly what you should have been doing. When you've acquired the mindset we'll train you to get, you won't ever get caught out like that again, because following the mechanical exit signals sent to your phone or computer every night will become so second nature and normal without any conflict or hesitation. Excuse me, take a breath. Being that type of investor allows your money to work harder for you. This chart of Newcrest, it says it all. Getting out and protecting from the losses, just like I showed you on James Hardy before. This one was a 45% fall, and then getting back in when the market started to rise again. Okay, very clear signals as to what to do at all times. So we want to make this as easy as possible for you to begin on the path to successful, mechanical, peaceful, and profitable investing. So we've got a couple of great offers to help you get started. Even better now with this December end of year special. These offers won't be advertised too much out there. They won't be advertised past December because they won't be available past December 21st. So the first option is, rather than paying the normal $2,995 for SPA3, the Systemised investing program, I should say, you can get it for $2,495. Okay, that covers the first 12 months, including the 4-week process and mindset training intensive, the one-on-one setup session, the ongoing support for the first 12 months, Beyond Charts charting software, the portfolio manager, the system upgrades, the daily data, Gary and Dave's ongoing training sessions and market analysis. You can do sessions with me one-on-one if you want to anytime, the accountability checks, the investment plan help, and much more with a total value of $10,058, plus all the extra courses that I just went through as well for $2,495. As I said, that's the first 12 months covered. Now, after that, the only ongoing cost from the second year onwards is our ongoing membership fee, which is $900 annually, or if you prefer to do it monthly, it's $85 per month, which will begin in your second year or your 13th month. So that's the first option. The second option is to not pay the $2,495 up front, but instead pay monthly at $247 per month for 12 months. Now, so that saves you $500. This is normally $297, so it's $50 off every month if you prefer to do it on a monthly basis. Now, the monthly, it does end up being a little bit more over the long run, but it is more attainable for other, if you don't want to do the once off straight away. Okay. Now you can start on those right away, and we'll have you up and running this afternoon if you do choose that. However, if you're not quite ready yet and you would like to try the system, like I mentioned before, and see how the process fits in with your daily life, we invite you to join the Systemised Investing Challenge. Okay. Now, there's absolutely no cost for this hands-on demonstration of the system, where you can install it on your computer, work through 7 recorded lessons run by David McCulloch, our lead educator, and myself, to simulate 30 days of actual trading using the system. So we cram 30 days worth into 7 sessions. It's a really great way to see the buy and sell signals, use the portfolio manager, get a feel for the process yourself before paying anything up front. And of course, we're here to help you during that time as well. You can go to our website right after this. It's under the How It Works section. You can sign up for the Systemised Investing Challenge right there and sign up. So at this point, you really have two choices, well, three choices, but two choices overall. You can continue doing what you've always done and continue to get the same results that you've always gotten, maybe missing out on that extra few percent each year that makes all the difference over the long term in your portfolio, and spending so much time analyzing, reading, researching, and learning to try and get where our system is already at and where our training and our coaching will get you within the first 30 days and then ongoing. Or you can start investing with some real structure and get trained to attain the type of mindset that Mark Douglas coaches in Trading in the Zone to actually become and remain successful long-term using an approach that has a long-term history of results. We've already got the runs on the board. You can see them there, all while backed by a team that's here to help you every step of the way. You just need to take that all-important first step to start the journey. However, if after all of that, okay, you're still sitting there feeling that enrolling, yes, this might be for you, the Systemised investing program sounds great, and you think you want to do it, but you're not quite sure of your current knowledge or your skills, or you've had some bad experiences with the market in the past or other educators in the past, or you feel that it's a big step for you to commit to, I'm going to remove all the risk from your decision and make you a promise. If you go ahead and come on board as a member, besides the 4-week process and mindset training intensive, beyond charts, the portfolio manager software, the SPA3 investor system, as well as all the training courses, the coaching and support, everything I've just mentioned, besides all of that, we commit to delivering the following to you. In the first 4 weeks, we'll ensure that you complete your investment plan. We'll check in with you until it's done. If you want us to sign off on it, if you want to send it in to us and have a look at it, then we'll do that too. No issues. We'll also get you through all the training that's necessary to start the portfolio and execute the buy and sell process in Beyond Charts and the portfolio manager flawlessly. We'll also guide you through all the training that's necessary to learn the all-important mental skills to get your portfolio equity curve to a new all-time high after seeing drawdown, and get you through those tough periods in the difficult market times. And we'll get you started and well on your way to completing Mark Douglas's 25 completed trades exercise that we talked about before. Now, we can't guarantee market conditions, so we can't guarantee the timing of events that the trades exercise is dependent on. You know, we can't see you through all the 25 trades, but we can guarantee that we can get you the skills fine-tuned to the level needed to make sure that you're a successful investor for the long term. Like so many others who we've trained or have been our customers for 10, 15, 20 years. You know, I showed you their pictures before. We've got customers who have been with us for over 20 years now. So we can get you there. We guarantee, we commit to getting you there. And if you don't feel satisfied that we've done that after you've completed the 4-week training intensive, or you're not happy to continue for any reason whatsoever in those first 30 days, we'll give you your money back. Sound fair? There's no tricks, there's no loopholes, there's no risk. Just our promise and our guarantee to you to put you on a path of more profitable and more peaceful investing future. Why will we do this? Because we know that it works. You know, our combination of verified mechanical investing process and our mindset training based on unpacking Mark Douglas's Trading in the Zone book, it works. It simply does. You know, Gary's close personal relationship with Mark and Mark's profound effect on Gary, it oozes through the content in the 4-week process and mindset training intensive. We only just recently recorded that over the last few weeks. Combine that with Gary's 28 years of trading system development, and you won't get better training or a better one-stop shop membership program for trading the ASX or the US stock markets anywhere else. We've refined our training content and techniques over 25 years, and we've got so many long-term members to show for that it's already worked for. We know that it's worked. We know that it does work. We want it to work for you too. So we'll put our money where our mouth is, and we'll share the risk with you until you get trained. If not, then we'll part ways amicably, we'll shake hands, and you would have learned a whole lot without it costing you anything at all. So that's it. Hopefully you've learned a little bit more about yourself as an investor or a trader, and where you currently stand on your journey today. If you'd like to speak to me personally after this, feel free to call me right afterwards on 0395850300, or email me, shane@sharewealthsystems.com. These special offers are available, the 2495 with $500 off the price, or the 247 with $50 off the monthly price, saving you $600 over the year from the monthly option, is only available till the 21st of December. But if you do start off straight away, you do get the rest of December for free as well. So sooner rather than later, you get an extra couple of weeks up your sleeve there. Okay, if I can be of help in any way, please give me a buzz after this, 0395850300, or shoot me an email, or you can jump straight onto our website now and sign up for the Systemised Investing Challenge. And that's it. Once again, thanks for joining today. I wish you consistent, peaceful, and objective investing. Bye for now.